Hello students, today we will study one of the most important abdominal organ, that is the pancreas. So these are the headings under which we will deal with each and every details of the pancreas. So the pancreas, it is a gland that is partly endocrine and partly exocrine. The exocrine part secretes the digestive pancreatic juices, whereas the endocrine part secretes the hormones. It is a soft, lobulated and elongated organ which is located more or less transversely across the posterior abdominal wall at the level of the first and the second lumbar vertebra. It is J-shaped or retort-shaped organ that lies obliquely. It is divided into four parts, that is the head, neck, body and the tail. The elongated head that lies within the concavity of the duodenum, whereas the tail it reaches to the hilum of the spleen. So these are the measurements of the pancreas. It is about 15 to 20 centimeter long. It is about 2.5 to 3.8 centimeter in breadth. It is 1.2 to 1.8 centimeter thick and weighs about 90 grams in weight. Coming to the each and every part of the pancreas, first of all the head of the pancreas. The head of the pancreas, it is the enlarged flattened right end of the pancreas which is situated within the C-shaped curve of the duodenum. It has three borders, that is the superior border, inferior border and the right lateral border. It has two surfaces, anterior and the posterior surface, and one process that is called as the uncinate process. So the border, this superior border, it is related with or it is overlapped by means of the first part of the duodenum, and it is related with the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. The inferior border, it is overlapped by means of the third part of the duodenum, and it is present in contact with the inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery, whereas this right lateral border, it is related with the second part of the duodenum and the anastomosis between superior and the inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery. So these are the three borders, that is the superior border, the inferior border and the right lateral border. Coming to the anterior relations of the head of the pancreas, the anterior relations of the head of the pancreas, anteriorly the pancreas, it is related to the first part of the duodenum, then it is related to the transverse colon and the coils of the jejunum. Okay, the uncinate process, anteriorly it is related to the superior mesenteric vessels. Coming to the posterior relations, posteriorly the head of the pancreas, it is related to the inferior vena cava, then terminal parts of the renal veins, then it is related to the right crus of the diaphragm, then the bile duct which run downwards and towards the left and which runs within the substance of the pancreas. Coming to the neck of the pancreas, the neck, this is the slightly constricted part of the pancreas between its head and the body. It is directed forwards, upwards and to the left. The portal vein, it is formed within the neck of the pancreas. Let us see the relations of the neck of the pancreas. Anterior surface, it is related to the peritoneum, and peritoneum covering the posterior wall of the lesser sac and to the pylorus, whereas the posterior surface of the neck of the pancreas, it is related to the termination of the superior mesenteric vein and the splenic vein, leading to the formation of the portal vein. Coming to the body of the pancreas, the body of the pancreas is elongated. It extends from the neck to the tail of the pancreas. It passes towards the left with a slight upward and backward inclination. This body of the pancreas, it is triangular on cross section. It has three borders, that is the anterior border, the superior border and the inferior border. It has three surfaces, that is the anterior, posterior and the inferior surfaces. This anterior border of the body of the pancreas, it provides attachment to the transverse mesocolon. So this is the root of the transverse mesocolon, which is attached to the anterior border of the pancreas. The superior border, it is shows presence of a projection, and that is called as the tuber omental. This tuber omental, it is present in close contact with the, or is close relation with the celiac trunk, and to the right it is related to the hepatic artery, and to the left it is related to the splenic artery. The inferior border, it is related to the superior mesenteric vessels. Then about the three surfaces of the pancreas. The anterior surface, it is concave and is directed upwards and forwards. It is present in between the superior and the anterior border. It is covered by the peritoneum, and it is related to the lesser sac and to the stomach. Whereas the inferior surface, it is also covered by the peritoneum, and it is related to the duodenojejunal flexure. Then it is related to the coils of the jejunum and the splenic flexure of the colon. Coming to the posterior relations of the pancreas. Posteriorly, the pancreas, it is devoid of the peritoneum, and it is related to the abdominal aorta along with the origin of the superior mesenteric artery. Then it is related to the left crus of the diaphragm, left suprarenal, then left kidney, then the left renal vessels, and also the splenic vein. So these are the posterior relations of the pancreas. Coming to the tail of the pancreas, it is the left end of the pancreas. It lies in the linorenal ligament together with the splenic vessels. It comes in contact with the lower part of the gastric surface of the spleen also. Coming to the duct system of the pancreas, the exocrine pancreas, it is drained by the two ducts, that is the main pancreatic duct of Wirsung and the accessory pancreatic duct of Santorini. The main pancreatic duct of Wirsung, it lies near the posterior surface of the pancreas and is recognized easily by its white color. It begins at the tail of the pancreas and it runs towards the right through the body of the pancreas. It bends at the neck and runs downwards, backwards, and to the right, and runs in the head of the pancreas. Its lumen is about 3 mm in diameter. It receives many small tributaries which join it at the right angle to its long axis, forming what has been described as the herringbone pattern. Within the head of the pancreas, this pancreatic duct, it is related with the bile duct, and which lies on its right side. The two ducts enters the bile duct and the main pancreatic duct. They enters the head of the pancreas, which join to form the hepatopancreatic ampulla of Vater, which opens by a narrow mouth on the summit of the major duodenal papilla, which lies about 8 to 10 centimeter away from the pylorus. The second duct is the accessory pancreatic duct. So this is the accessory pancreatic duct, which begins in the lower part of the head of the pancreas. It crosses the front of the main pancreatic duct, with which it communicates and opens into the duodenum at the minor duodenal papilla. The papilla of the accessory pancreatic duct is situated 6 to 8 centimeter distal to the pylorus. Coming to the arterial supply of the pancreas, it is mainly supplied by means of the many pancreatic branches from the splenic artery. So this is the splenic artery which is giving the many small pancreatic branches. The pancreas, it is also supplied by the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery and the inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery. So this is the arterial supply. Coming to the venous drainage of the pancreas, the venous blood from the pancreas, it is drained by the splenic vein. It is also drained by the superior mesenteric vein and into the portal vein. The lymphatic drainage of the pancreas. The lymphatics follow the arteries and drain into the pancreaticosplenic, the celiac, and the superior mesenteric groups of lymph node. Coming to the nerve supply of pancreas, the vagus or the parasympathetic and splanchnic sympathetic nerve supply the pancreas through the plexuses around its arteries. The sympathetic nerves are vasomotor and the parasympathetic nerve control the pancreatic secretion. Let us see the various functions of the pancreas. The two important functions, these are the digestive function and the endocrine function. As the gland, it is partly exocrine and partly endocrine in function. The digestive part or the digestive pancreatic juices that contains the many digestive enzyme, of which the important ones are the trypsin, amylase and lipase. The trypsin breaks down the protein to lower peptides. The amylases hydrolyzes the starch and the glycogen to disaccharides, and lipase break down the fats into the fatty acids and the glycerol. Whereas the endocrine part, it secretes the very important hormone called as the insulin that helps in utilization of sugar in the cells. Coming to the clinical aspects of the pancreas. So diabetes mellitus, it is the condition in which there is deficiency of the insulin is there. Then the deficiency of the pancreatic juices or the enzymes causes the digestive disturbances. The annular pancreas, it is a developmental anomaly where a ring of pancreatic tissue surrounds and obstructs the duodenum. The carcinoma of pancreas, it is a common in the head of the pancreas where the pressure over the posteriorly placed bile duct leads to persistent obstructive jaundice. It may press upon the portal vein causing the ascites or may involve the stomach causing the pyloric obstruction. Coming to the pancreatitis, it is the inflammation of the pancreas. It may be primary or may be due to the gallstones in the common bile duct. The acute pancreatitis is a serious condition, may result in collection of fluid in the lesser sac. Pain is poorly localized and referred to epigastrium. Pain is also referred to the posterior abdominal region and around the lower thoracic vertebrae due to inflammation of the soft tissues of the retroperitoneum. Coming to the next condition, that is the pancreatic cyst. The pancreatic cyst, it is present as a large fixed tumor in the upper part of abdomen along the median plane. The pancreatic cysts are often symptomless. Pancreatic resection. The pancreatic resection, so it is a difficult and complicated procedure. Only resection of the head and neck of the pancreas it is